Let's start again stateside, where President Obama has attended a memorial service in Dallas for the 5 police officers who were killed last week by a sniper during a Black Lives Matter protest. During the commemoration, he hailed the work of the police. But as RT's Gaine Chichikan reports, the president has so far failed to ease the nation's fears.
But it appears no matter what the president says, it is not going to console the public, which is very much divided on the issue. Meaning the law enforcement believe that the president had betrayed the police when he spoke about racism and police brutality. In Dallas, the president tried to correct that perception by paying tribute to the police force, by praising the officers who were killed last week. But then you have many who criticize the president for going only to Dallas and not to Louisiana and Minnesota, where last week 2 black men were killed by the police. The divisions in the country are so stark that more than 120,000 people have signed a petition to formally recognize Black Lives Matter as a terrorist organization. So the organization that has called for justice and accountability for the frequent killings of black men by white police officers is now being vilified by some as if they were somehow responsible for what happened in Dallas. Black Lives Matter responded to this by saying that the Dallas attack was the result of the actions of a lone gunman, and to assign the actions of one person to an entire movement is dangerous and irresponsible. Many officials and community leaders say it is time to stop pretending that law enforcement in the U.S. is colorblind, and they suggest that black police officers patrol black neighborhoods and vice versa.
I think at this point, because of the crisis situation we're in, not in Houston but throughout the country, we need to have officers patrolling areas that reflect their ethnicity. I really think so. People know their community and know their culture, and I think that can make a difference.
As much as the president is trying to unite the country with his speeches, it is becoming obvious to many that some of the same sentiments and divisions that have plagued the nation for centuries are still very much there.
Well, along with Barack Obama, former U.S. President George W. Bush has also paid his respects to those killed in Dallas. Well, the former president was seen there moving to the music during a hymn, holding hands with his wife and First Lady Michelle Obama. In fact, the incident left many on social media questioning his behavior. Meanwhile, a TV presenter in Miami has been suspended from her job after posting a video on Facebook where she expresses her feelings towards the recent violence in the U.S. Kaylin Chapman-James says that although she feels guilty for her views, her heart was with the 2 black Americans killed by police last week and with the Dallas sniper, adding that she felt little sympathy towards the 5 police officers killed during the Black Lives Matter rally in Texas.
I don't feel sad for the officers that lost their lives, and I know that that's really not my heart. I value human life, but I can't help but feeling like the shooter was a martyr.
Well, the video has divided opinion. Some criticized her, while others thanked Kaylin for her bravery in expressing her views. Author and historian Gerald Horne says people feel like justice is not being served in the U.S.
There is a certain kind of support, I'm afraid, for black Americans who take the law into their own hands when it is a perception widely held that justice is not being done and police officers are not being held accountable for executing black American citizens. Certainly, these officers should not have been subjected to execution by Micah X. Johnson. The right approach would be organizing, particularly organizing in the black community, but also organizing amongst our friends in the international community. The problem there is that when that kind of organizing takes place, oftentimes the U.S. authorities begin to smash and repress those kinds of organizations. And that, in turn, leads to the kind of frustration and anger